Today we're excited because what we're going to do is show you how we keep the bugs out and how we keep the rain out. As most of you know who camp, you're not going to have perfect days all the time. Probably the thing that we use the most is the mosquito net that you see here. 9 out of 10 times we plan our trips around rain, so we haven't had to use the Rainfly too much, but we are going to show you that today. However, the bug net is super important when you're trying to sleep at night and there's mosquitoes. What you see here, you can find in the video, the spreadsheet build, the exact one that we ordered. Fits perfect for the Gen 1. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you, it's already partially set up just to save some time. I'm going to show you the system that we used. So when we walk around to the side. On the side of the topper, we use paint poles. These are cheap paint poles at any hardware store. Probably would recommend you getting better ones because they do break over time. However, we take 4 of these and we attach them using Quick Fists, which these things are amazing. And they're really just rubber holders, whatever you want to call them, that allow you to connect the paint pole. They're so strong you can drive down the road. A lot of people are using these for axes and shovels and things like that. So what we do is when we get to camp, because Steph doesn't like driving down the road with them on the topper, we just attach the 4 poles. They fit nicely under the bench system. When we get to camp, we then bust out the bug net, or when we're ready to sleep. And with the bug net, there are these little, I guess these round hooks that fit perfectly over these poles. So what we do is we find these little circular grommets, maybe you call them, circular metal hoops. Put them on top of the poles, and then we can raise this pole however high we want to, and then we just tighten it down, and then that allows us to have the bug net system. And that's really it. We can make it as high as we want. We like to keep these 2 poles high and then the fronds in the front low, but you can put all 4 poles high if that's what you want. But this is awesome because this allows you to sleep with the tawny cover, the top open, and you don't have to worry about the bugs. Now, how do we attach it to the top so that the little critters don't crawl in? All right, so what do we do about all this extra fabric, and how do we keep the critters out to attach it? And this is going to sound kind of simple, but we have a beanbag system. So I'm going to bring the camera inside here in a second and show you our beanbag system. What you could do is run splines on this 80-20. So you could take some spline that you use for screens and then put that in the 80-20. We haven't gotten there yet because this simple beanbag system works. So let me show you how it works. Once we have the bug net up, we want to tighten it up because we don't want the bugs to actually crawl in. So what we do is we just wrap the fabric up and we take a cornhole beanbag. It's super simple, and this is why we haven't moved away from anything else, because it's fast, it's simple. We just take this beanbag and we plop it on top. So unless you're in super high winds, this works great because it really does. Now, what could we do? What I'm going to do probably someday is, the nice thing about this 80-20 is we all know by now that it has these ridges in it. So what we can do is we can then run a spline, which is a piece of rubber that you use for screens, and basically just tuck this in the whole way. The other nice thing about the spline is you can leave it in that hole as you travel. So that's going to be probably our next addition to the build. But I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to throw the bean bags up, and then we're going to talk about the Rainfly. I'm now behind the camera and showing you how the beanbag system works. I know it seems a little silly, but it really does work. here in the front, we actually tuck it under the bar that's part of the topper, the tawny cover. And here you can see how we just space them out far enough so that they hold the net to the 1x3s. The nice thing about the 1x3s is they're wide enough for the bean bags. That's all we have to do. It's so simple to tear this system down in the morning. Alright, by now you're probably wondering, well, how do you protect yourself from the rain because you can't go camping all the time in perfect weather? Well, we do have a Rainfly. So what we do is we drop the poles. We only drop these two on the tailgate, and I put a tennis ball on top of the poles so that it protects the tent system. So real simple. Learned that from rehabilitation walkers. And if you want to pan left, what you'll see is the tent that we use on top of the topper. Okay, the Rainfly is now on. This is what keeps us out of the weather. We've got caught in 2 rainstorms and it works wonderfully. You can see here that it overhangs the topper. So this helps out tremendously because the rain then can't run in the topper. The rain just runs down the side of the topper. And it's like that the whole way around the topper. If it's real windy, you can use the guidelines. But you still see here that there's plenty of overhang for our topper. It's almost like this thing was made for it. But this is our old tent. This is the top from our old tent. So if you back up a second here, you can see here that you have some carabiners hooked into the eyelets that then secure the tent in case it gets windy, and we can tighten these down as much as we want. That's it. Now, why don't we come on inside? The Rainfly is now on. We can now sit inside and stay nice and dry. You can see here that we can keep it in the bench mode and chill out inside. We can put the bed platform up and sleep. That's usually what we do. We usually have the bed platform set up after we get to camp. And it works great. Been caught in 2 rainstorms and have not gotten wet. And I think the reason why is we do have a decent cover. We bought a decent tent and that really helps, but the tent fits. It's almost like it was made for it. If you come inside, you can see what it looks like inside. That's the Rainfly. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, oh wow, this is really simple, for lack of a better word. We made it this way on purpose because we had a Eurovan where the top popped up. And with the Eurovan, we just didn't feel like we had that camping experience anymore. But we wanted to be off the ground. We liked that part of the camper. The bed platform was super small. This bed platform's a lot bigger. So we designed this. So it gives you, you're up off the ground, you have the hard walls, but then you still have the camping experience. So if you're camping at night and it's not raining, you can have the bug fly up and still see the stars. If you have some weather coming in, you can put the fly up and it's almost like you're laying in your tent. Better because it's a little higher. So yeah, it seems simple, but we just weren't ready to stop camping. This system works great for us, and I'm going to admit we got a little lucky because we had the tent, and I think I said this already twice, but the tent it feels like it was almost made for this because it fits so nice. However, you can use a tarp system. You can hang some tarps in a tree as like a canopy and pull the topper underneath. It's a little tough to do if you're in the desert, but you know, if you're in the mountains, you can do some type of tarp system. So this isn't the only way to build this or keep dry. However, like I said, it works really well for us and we're really happy with it. I'm very fortunate. So thanks for watching this video. You saw what it's like when the top is open without a mosquito net or a rainfly. We showed you what the mosquito net looks like, and we showed you what the rainfly looks like. Now, Stephanie's behind the camera. So what does that mean? That means she wasn't able to help me put this together. When there's two people, this goes pretty fast. And it's pretty fast to tear down during the day. We actually can just take the rainfly and put it off to the side during the day when we're out driving around. So that's pretty cool. So, but thanks for watching. Until next time.